Alright, people. So I'm here with a rant on the Super Bowl. Now, I guess New England won 28-24. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan into football that much, but I was rooting for Seattle because I hear Pete Carroll questions 9/11. So that was why I was rooting for Pete Carroll. But I mean, you get this big giant Super Bowl. It's almost like a national holiday. And people are just get so excited about it. Oh, you gotta watch a Super Bowl. You gotta do this. You gotta do that, and you gotta stop whatever you're doing, and just watch the Super Bowl. Mind control for 3.5 straight hours, or however long it is. I mean, it's ridiculous how people view it as a holiday. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch the Super Bowl, or I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. People are like, what? You're not? I'm like, no. It's like, why is it that important? And like, it's an American tradition. I'm like, why is it a tradition to watch a fucking sports game? And just because it's a tradition, you don't have to follow it. There's a book out there called The Lottery, and in it there's a town of I think it was 300 people, and they have this lottery, and the winner of the lottery gets stoned to death every year. Why? Because it's tradition. Just because it's a tradition does not mean it's a good thing. All right, we should not be watching. I mean, I guess it's okay to. You need to. I've said this before. You need to have some form of entertainment out there, whether it be sports or, I guess, television, some TV shows, to take a break from the grueling tasks of life, whether that be work, school, being into politics, whatever. You gotta have some form of entertainment. But when that form of entertainment is taking up your whole life, that is when it becomes a problem. You see, myself, I do tons of research on world events, current events, you name it, whatever, which actually affects me and other people in the world. And I'm sure other people do it and also watch sports, and that's okay. If you dedicate, hours upon hours every week of learning about political events, current events, that's fine to watch, a football game or whatever. But if you are watching hours upon hours of football games and not doing anything else in your life, then that's when it becomes a problem. So I'm ranting on the people who are just engulfed by sports. That's all they care about is sports. George Orwell wrote in his book 1984 that people will be so obsessed with things like sports and entertainment that's when the tyrants will take over the world, because people won't give a shit. That's what I'm seeing now. People are just so obsessed with their sports team, crying when their sports team loses, getting just so upset like it's the end of the world. Well, it's the end of the world. People like Barack Obama getting in power. People like, George Soros, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds running everything in this world. That's the problem. That's what you should be crying about and getting upset about, not because the Cowboys or the Patriots or the Seahawks lost or whatever. That's not what we should be getting. I mean, okay, get a little bit upset, whatever. But the main things you should be getting upset about are those things I just listed. The fall of America, the fluoride in the water, the aspartame and the high fructose corn syrup in the food, the numerous illegal and unconstitutional things that our elected leaders do, the numerous illegal things that big giant corporations do, and how they are tax exempt. That's what you should be upset about, not a fucking football game. All right, so people, get your priorities straight. All right, you're so upset about the Patriots losing, but at the same time the Dallas or whatever your sports team losing, but at the same time these sports teams are taking your own taxpayer money to buy for their stadiums. Oh, we won't get upset about that though. No, a private organization taking taxpayer money, we're not gonna, well, who cares about that? No, but. Deflategate. Oh, now let's get all worked up about this Deflategate bullshit. let's call for an investigation here, you know. Yeah, let's not call for an investigation of 9/11 or the numerous other false flags in our history. Let's not call for an investigation of that and get all up in arms about those events. Let's get all up in arms about the fucking deflated footballs and make tons of jokes about balls all week. Let's not worry about anything in this world that matters. Let's just make jokes about balls. I hear so many jokes about balls. Or shut up, all right? Get mature, people. It's not funny. Oh, my balls are deflated. Come on, let's get real here, people. You know, stop ranting about whatever deflated footballs, whatever. the real thing we should be worried about is people like George Soros, David Rockefeller, the Rothschilds, Obama, and the numerous other global elite criminals and powerful, you know, people in the world, like the Bilderberg Group, who are running our lives and looking to bring it down through propaganda, and we don't even give a shit. You know, I see so many people don't give a shit, and if they just knew, part of the reason is they just don't know the full extent of this evil, because they won't pay attention. They won't dedicate just a little bit of their lives to even vote or pay attention to this criminal behavior of all these people, top people in the world. So I'm saying, and I know I was going to post a 9/11 video. I didn't get enough time to make it in time. So I want to do it right, so I'm going to post it in the next week or two or whenever. I just want to make it right. So, but anyway, you know, let's just get away. I was going to post that 9/11 video during the Super Bowl as a way kind of to boycott the Super Bowl, watch this video and get educated instead of watching a mindless Super Bowl. Yeah, so, but anyway, you know, people just realize that the New World Order, the criminals in charge of our government in the world, are thousands of times more important to pay attention to than how many Super Bowls Tom Brady has won, or if Tom Brady's the top quarterback of all time. Who gives a shit? When, I mean, if our world was perfect, if there was people like Ron Paul in charge, people like Andrew Napolitano, you know, who were prominent figures and looked up to, you know, to the highest degree, and people who question government, you know, like an Alex Jones or Ventura, or you know, I could go on and on with people who are good patriots like Rand Paul. If those were the top people in the world who were looked up to and in charge, then okay, I guess we could put more of our attention to debating about football and sports or whatever. But we don't have that. Instead, we have people like Obama in charge. You know, and as I said, top people like Rockefeller, Rothschild, Soros, you name it. You can name it, keep going on and on about the corrupt people who are in charge. And nobody gives a shit about those people. So they will continue to keep going on with their power. But more people are waking up. There are still a lot of dumb-ass retards who love their fluoride, who are just watching football all day. So those are the people who need to wake the fuck up and stop paying attention to football. Because in the end, it does not matter. What matters is your life. And people like Soros, Obama, those are the ones who affect your life. So there you go, people. The Super Bowl is retarded. It doesn't matter. It's overrated. And it should be fucking looked upon as nothing more than a petty little game that does not matter. So there you go, people.